Okay, it's beer o'clock again on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today's beer is a bottle of lager, described as a premium bottled lager. It's Bavaria from Holland. It's 2.8% ABV, which I seen it in the supermarket. I thought, let's give it a review. There's the bottle cap. Let's get this beer open into a glass and see what we get. Now, they use spring water for this beer, and it's from their own well in the brewery, so it's not a bad thing. Also, the brewery is dated from, I don't know if they've been brewing continuously, but there's a date here of 1719. That's coming up 300 years old. Beer in the glass. 2.8%. It is so clear, as you'd expect. It looks like a premium lager, really. It's straw-like, clean coloured, very clear, two-finger, white head, low decarbonation, green bottle, and as I've been describing the beer, I've been picking up bits and pieces, but I'll let you know now in a moment. It's a mixture of skunkiness and like a generic corn or a generic rice or something. It smells slightly hoppy, in all fairness to the beer. You definitely get the aroma of a lemon, like a bitterness, but again, slightly skunked. And the beer has been, it's been in my cupboard. It's been in my cupboard down there for a week. It shouldn't make any difference. It's pitch black down there. It shouldn't get light struck. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Small amount of, it's like a wheaty, grainy kind of corn or something. On the plus side, you do pick up that water quality, but there's nothing to it at all. It is a little skunky in the taste. What happens with the skunkiness? I haven't got a lot to speak about with the beer. There's nothing to really talk about. It's a little kind of, it's very bland, it's very generic. It's skunky. There's not a lot I can say. So I'll explain skunkiness to you just to fill up a couple of minutes on the review. A bottle like this, green bottle, worst kind of bottle you can use for hops. It actually attracts more light into the beer than a clear bottle. So clear bottles and green bottles shouldn't really put beer in them. The hops, it's a scientific process where the hops get light struck. They can be light struck from the sun, it's the UV light, or importantly, this beer has not seen the sunlight at all. It's been in my dark cupboard, so you would suggest that the beer wouldn't get sunlight, but it's the UV lighting in the supermarkets that skunks the beer. I really don't know. It seems to be a lot of the big companies, they just, you'd think the big companies would know, they would be specialised enough to know not to put it in green glass. You struggle to understand how these companies got to the size they got to. For me, they probably produced good beer and got to a stage where they were so big that they just kind of went, okay, we'll put it in green glass, and the knowledge of brewing beer probably fell apart. They probably had head brewers with great knowledge. They had a range of beer, and they've chosen to produce like a big yellow macro lager. And the longer the years go on, like this brewery is 1719, nearly 300 years, 294, I think, 294 years old. Over that 294 years, the knowledge has kind of slipped away to the point where they just employ a few people in the marketing department and they go, oh, what a great idea, let's put it in green bottles, not knowing the results. I'm probably going to have another sip of this and give it a rating. That for me is a truly awful beer. 2.8%. Bought it in a discount supermarket, I might add. Sometimes you pick up a corker in there. I picked up Leffe in there before, and it's been really nice. And then at other times, I wasn't expecting an awful lot from this, but I was probably expecting a little bit more. Just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, that is awful. An awful beer from Bavaria Holland, and it's their premium lager. I'm going to score that a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 from the Real Ale Guide. For more information on skunking, and probably put in the internet light strike and hops and beer, you'll probably get an answer in Google as to what, if you want to know a little bit more about it all. Google it, stick it into Google, light strike beer, and you'll get all the answers you need. Thanks for watching me, the Real Ale Guide. Put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to my daily beer reviews. Cheers.